Stop scrolling, because some of the greatest R&B voices you love were fighting battles you were never told about. You know the songs, you know the hits, but you probably don't know what was happening when the lights went off. Some of these artists were at the top of the charts, while quietly falling apart behind the scenes. And one name in the top 5 still makes people uncomfortable to talk about.
Oh, what's going on? What's going on?
Picture this, a late night radio, a slow R&B song playing, a voice so smooth, you think everything is okay, but the person singing is struggling just to survive the moment. No social media, no therapy talk, no safety net, just pressure, pain, and silence. We're starting with numbers 10 to 6, the artists whose struggles were hidden, ignored, or misunderstood. Then we move to 5 to 1, where fame, addiction, and truth collide in ways that changed R&B history forever. If you skip this, you'll never hear these songs the same way again. Because this isn't gossip, this isn't jokes, this is the untold side of R&B history, the part nobody warned them about and nobody prepared you to hear. Stay with me. By the time we reach number 1, you'll understand why this music hurts so good and why some legends paid the highest price for it. 10, Bobby DeBarge, heart-melting voice, hard road. This one feels like late night love on the radio, soft lights, quiet room, and a voice so sweet it almost floats. Bobby's falsetto doesn't push, it glides like he's whispering feelings he can't say out loud. It's romantic, fragile soul, the kind that makes you lean in closer so you don't miss a word. Bobby DeBarge was the falsetto frontman of Switch and a key part of the DeBarge family music legacy. His early exposure to heroin led to years of addiction that shadowed his talent and career, and later, cocaine and crack struggles. His battles with substances resulted in legal trouble and prison time, and he died young from AIDS complications at 39. Bobby DeBarge was the lead singer of Switch, one of the smoothest R&B groups of the late 1970s and early 1980s, signed to Gordy/Motown. Songs like I Like It, There'll Never Be, and Love Over and Over Again helped shape the sound Prince later pushed into the mainstream, and Prince openly admired Bobby's voice. Lyrically, Bobby sang about love, longing, and vulnerability. Real emotion, not tough guy soul. But behind the scenes, Bobby struggled for years with heroin and cocaine addiction, a fact he later spoke about openly. His addiction eventually affected his health, career momentum, and relationships inside the industry. Fun fact, many musicians quietly say Bobby DeBarge had one of the most naturally beautiful falsettos ever recorded. No studio tricks, no heavy effects. Prince reportedly studied Bobby's vocal style early on, even if the world never fully connected the dots. Why it's forgotten/underrated. Bobby's career faded because addiction collided with label pressure, legal trouble, and a lack of real support. Unlike later generations, there were no wellness teams, just tours, expectations, and silence. Real heads keep Bobby DeBarge like a secret key, because when you hear that voice, you hear what could have been. This is crate digger gold and a warning. And the next story, the fame got bigger, the money got louder, and the fall cut even deeper. Even the most powerful voices can carry silent battles, and Whitney's story shifted how the industry and fans view addiction and fame. Number 9, Smokey Robinson, Being With You. It's late at night, radio low, curtains half closed. That soft, smoky voice floats through the room like warm smoke, smooth and gentle, like he's whispering straight to your heart.
I'm gonna beg you to stay. I don't care.
This is grown folks R&B, slow dancing in socks, memories playing louder than the speakers. Being With You came out in 1981, released on Motown Records, written and produced by Smokey Robinson himself during a very heavy season of his life. On the surface, the song sounds like pure love and devotion.
I don't care, avoid me. If they start to, I don't care what.
But underneath, Smokey later admitted he was fighting a deep cocaine addiction that almost took everything from him. The song became a massive hit, going number 1 on the R&B chart and crossing over worldwide, especially big in the UK, where fans felt that raw honesty even if they didn't know the full story yet. Fun fact, Smokey has said some of his biggest hits from this era were written while he was barely sleeping, caught between studio sessions and addiction, proving that pain sometimes hides inside the prettiest melodies. Why it's underrated/misunderstood. People remember the sweetness of Smokey's voice, but many forget how close he came to losing his life and career. His addiction story got overshadowed by Motown's shiny image and the clean-cut legend people wanted him to be. Real heads know this song isn't just romance, it's survival music. This is crate digger gold. Remember when I teased the real story behind the music? This is it.
I don't care what they say.
For years, Smokey Robinson quietly battled a severe cocaine addiction in the late 1970s and early 80s. In interviews, Smokey himself has said the addiction became so strong that it controlled his daily life. He wasn't using for fun anymore, he was using to survive the day. Some people around him didn't even notice at first. Because he was still writing hits, still smiling, still sounding like an angel on wax. There are different versions of how bad it really was. But one thing is clear, it nearly destroyed him. The pressure of being perfect Smokey, Motown royalty, husband, father, and role model made it harder for him to ask for help. Radio kept playing the love songs, but behind the scenes, the pain was loud. What changed everything? Smokey has said faith in a near breaking point saved his life.
I don't care what they did. I don't think about me. What they say.
He walked away from the drugs, rebuilt himself, and lived long enough to tell the truth, something many artists never get to do. That honesty reshaped his legacy, turning him from just a smooth singer into a survivor. And keep listening, because the next story dives even deeper into how fame and temptation pulled another legend to the edge. Number 8, Bobby Brown, My Prerogative. Picture 1988 turning into 1989. Big gold chains, leather jackets, a packed club, and that new jack swing beat hitting like a heartbeat with sneakers on. The DJ drops Bobby's voice, and everybody does that stank face like, yep, this one is for anybody judging me. It feels bold, loud, and a little dangerous, like a kid who got famous too fast and is tired of being told how to live.
That's my prerogative. They say I'm nasty.
My Prerogative came out in 1988 on Bobby Brown's album Don't Be Cruel, released on MCA Records, with that Teddy Riley bounce that helped shape the whole new jack swing era. The song was written as a reply to people talking about him, especially after he left New Edition and everybody had opinions.
Trying hard to make it right, not long ago.
It's basically Bobby saying, I hear you, but I'm still doing me. And it wasn't just talk. This record hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, January 14, 1989, proving his solo run wasn't a joke. Now, here's where the hard battles part comes in, and I'm going to say this carefully and human, not messy. Bobby has spoken openly over the years about struggling with drug and alcohol addiction and how fame, pressure, and bad choices can swallow you when you're young and everybody is cheering. He's also described moments where consequences, including legal trouble / jail time, helped push him toward getting clean.
Really gets me down. I see nothing wrong with spreading myself.
So when people hear My Prerogative, they hear a party anthem. But underneath it, it can also sound like a man trying to protect his pride while his life is spinning. Fun fact, Bobby didn't even feel his album was complete until he went to New York and linked up with Teddy Riley's sound. He wanted something tougher, more aggressive, like a streetlight instead of a soft lamp. That's why this song feels like it has its chest out. It's not just a hook, it's a statement. Why it's forgotten / underrated. A lot of people remember the drama around Bobby more than the music. Headlines, relationships, reality TV moments. So the art sometimes gets pushed to the side. And because My Prerogative is so catchy, some folks miss the real message. It's not only I do what I want, it's also I'm tired of being judged and I'm trying to survive my own choices. Real heads keep this one like a secret key. Because it's confidence on top and pain underneath. And the next entry, the vibe changes. Because the next story isn't just about a hit. It's about what happens when the party ends and the bill comes due. Number 7, Ricky Bell, New Edition, Can You Stand the Rain? This one feels like late night honesty. The lights are low, the crowd is screaming, but inside the singer, it's quiet and heavy. Picture a tour bus at 2 a.m., rain on the windows, a voice humming soft harmonies while the world expects smiles and perfection.
And by me, through the good times and bad.
Ricky Bell was the emotional center of New Edition, the group that helped shape modern R&B. Can You Stand the Rain came out in 1988, produced by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis on MCA Records, recorded during the group's mature grown man era. The song is about love being tested when life gets hard, when the shine fades and real pain shows up. It became a top 10 R&B hit, a wedding slow jam classic, and one of the most respected harmony records in R&B history. Ricky Bell of New Edition and Belle Biv DeVoe faced serious substance abuse issues in the mid-1990s, including cocaine addiction that nearly cost him his life and household. His story was less publicized than others until recent retrospectives highlighted it. Why it's important? Not every struggle hits the tabloids. Some careers and lives were quietly impacted behind the scenes.
Love unconditional.
Fun fact, Ricky didn't always sing lead on records, but when he did, producers leaned in. Because his voice carried quiet pain that couldn't be faked, fans felt it, even when they didn't know why. Why it's forgotten / underrated. Ricky often stood in the shadow of louder personalities in the group. While others got the spotlight, he carried the emotional weight without the headlines. Real heads know this voice was the glue. And the next story, same era, but the pressure turns darker.
And if you want, you can decide.
Number 6, D'Angelo, Untitled, How Does It Feel? This one feels like midnight with the lights low and the window open. The drums breathe, the bass hums, and D'Angelo sounds like he's singing straight from his chest. It's that quiet, grown man soul that makes you stop talking and just listen.
Won't you come closer?
Untitled, How Does It Feel? Came out in 2000 on the album Voodoo, released on Virgin Records. The song was co-written and produced by D'Angelo with Questlove and the Soulquarians crew, recorded at Electric Lady Studios in New York. Lyrically, it's simple and honest, about love, desire, and vulnerability. Nothing flashy. The song and album helped define neo-soul, changing how R&B sounded in the 2000s and influencing artists like Erykah Badu, Maxwell, and even today's stars. Fun fact, that loose, almost drunken drum feel wasn't a mistake. Questlove played slightly behind the beat on purpose, and people thought it was wrong, until it changed R&B forever. Why it's forgotten/underrated. After the massive success of Voodoo, the pressure became heavy. D'Angelo didn't disappear because he lacked talent. He stepped back because the spotlight became too loud and too demanding. Real heads keep this one like a secret key. Remember when I hinted that fame can hurt just as much as it helps? In interviews over the years, D'Angelo has said the pressure, body image talk, touring stress, and industry expectations messed with his mental health. Some people say substances became a way to cope. Others point to exhaustion and lack of support from the industry machine. What's clear is this: the music world wanted more hits, but the man needed peace. That long silence turned him into a myth, and when he finally returned, it proved his story wasn't over. That's why this isn't just music, it's survival. Keep listening, because the next story goes even deeper into the dark side of R&B fame.
10,000 people watching.
Number 5, Donny Hathaway, A Song for You. This one feels like sitting alone in a dark room, one lamp on, heart wide open. Donny's voice is soft but heavy, like he's whispering truths he couldn't say out loud. It's late night soul, the kind that hugs you and hurts you at the same time. Donny Hathaway was a brilliant R&B and soul singer whose emotional voice defined classics like A Song for You.
Know your image of me is what I hope.
He struggled with severe mental health challenges and prescription drug dependence before his death. His life story highlights how creative genius and psychological pain often intertwine. Donny Hathaway recorded A Song for You in 1971 for the album Donny Hathaway, released on Atco Records. The song is about love, regret, and wanting to be understood, saying, "I tried to be honest, even when I failed."
There's no one more important to me.
Behind the scenes, Donny was fighting serious mental health struggles, later described as paranoid schizophrenia, and he also battled drug use during this period. The song didn't top the charts, but it became legendary, later covered by artists like Leon Russell himself, Whitney Houston, and even used as a soul benchmark for vocal greatness.
There's no one more important to me.
Fun fact, many singers say this is the song they use to test if a singer is real, because you can't fake the emotion in it. Donny didn't sing it loud, he sang it true.
So we're alone now, and I'm singing this song.
Why it's forgotten/underrated. Donny didn't chase fame the way others did. His pain often pushed him away from the spotlight. As disco and flashy soul took over in the mid-70s, his quiet, heavy music felt too real for radio. Real heads keep this one like a secret key because it sounds like a man telling you his life story.
But now I'm so...
Earlier, I hinted that Donny's story goes deeper than the music. Now here's the hard truth. Some people say Donny was difficult, others say he was unstable. But in interviews and close accounts, it's been said he was a gentle genius who didn't get the help he truly needed. By the late 1970s, Donny was struggling badly with his mental health. He believed people were watching him, following him, trying to harm him. At the same time, drug use made those fears worse, not better. There are different versions of the story, but what's clear is this: the industry kept pushing him to perform, record, and smile.
And if my word...
Even when his mind was breaking. In 1979, Donny Hathaway died after falling from a hotel room in New York. Most reports describe it as suicide during a mental health crisis. His death stopped a career that could have changed soul music even more and turned his work into something sacred, almost untouchable.
Can't you see through me?
That's why Donny Hathaway isn't just a singer, and this isn't just music. It's history, and a reminder that even the softest voices can be carrying the heaviest pain. And stay right here, because the next story shows how success can still feel empty when your mind won't give you peace.
There's too many of you crying.
Number 4, Marvin Gaye, What's Going On? This song feels like a warm hug and a cry for help at the same time. Picture a quiet night, radio low, city lights outside, and a voice that sounds tired but still full of love and truth.
Oh, it's not an answer for only...
Marvin's journey through Motown fame and artistic brilliance was shadowed by depression and increasing reliance on substances as he coped with personal and professional pressures. His later career saw both stunning music and deep struggles. Marvin Gaye recorded What's Going On in 1970 to 1971 for Motown Records, mostly in Detroit, with help from the Funk Brothers.
Pick it side, punish me.
The song talks about war, pain, broken homes, and people hurting each other, but it asks the question softly, like a prayer. At that time, Marvin was dealing with deep sadness, family pressure, money stress, and drug use, especially cocaine. Which made his mind race and crash. Even with all that pain, the song became a huge hit, reaching number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and changing how soul music sounded forever.
What's going on? Hey, what's going on?
Fun fact, Motown boss Berry Gordy first said this song was too political and didn't want to release it. Marvin stood his ground and refused to record anything else until it came out. And when it did, it became one of Motown's biggest classics.
What's going on? Hey, what's going on?
Why it's forgotten/underrated people remember Marvin as a genius, but many forget how much pain he carried behind that smooth voice. His struggles with drugs and depression often get pushed aside because the music sounds so beautiful. Real heads know the truth. This beauty came from deep wounds. This is soul music carved from real life.
Hey, what's going on? Wanna know what's going on?
Remember earlier when I said some of these stories were deeper than they sound? This is one of them. In interviews, it's been said Marvin used drugs to escape pressure, from fame, from Motown and from family expectations. Some people say the industry worked him too hard, while others say Marvin was fighting himself more than anyone else. What's clear is this: the drugs didn't make him great, but they nearly destroyed him, and later played a role in his isolation and decline. That struggle gave the music more pain and honesty, but it also shortened the peace he deserved. That's why this song isn't just music, it's history. And the next one, even darker, because the talent was massive, but the fall came fast. Keep listening.
I guess a whole lot of you wonder why all the things go down.
Number 3, Curtis Mayfield, Freddie's Dead, 1972. Man, this one feels like a hot city night with sirens far away, streetlights buzzing, and your heart sitting heavy in your chest. Curtis isn't singing to show off, he's warning you, like an older brother who's seen too much. The groove is smooth, but the message is sharp, like a smile hiding pain. Curtis Mayfield was the writer, producer, and one of the main voices of that era. He made soul music that told the truth. Freddie's Dead came out in 1972, connected to the Superfly soundtrack on Curtom Records. The song is about a guy named Freddie who gets pulled into drugs, fast money, and danger. And it doesn't end like a movie happy ending. This record hit hard because it wasn't just entertainment. It was real life for a lot of neighborhoods. See, and it became one of the most powerful anti-drug songs R&B and soul ever delivered. Fun fact, Curtis didn't just sing the warning, he built the whole world around it. The Superfly soundtrack became bigger than the movie to a lot of people because Curtis made the music feel like a documentary you could dance to. Even today, artists sample that Curtis street sermon energy because nobody delivered truth that smooth. Why it's forgotten / underrated. A lot of younger listeners know Curtis's sound but don't always know how fearless he was, because the radio later pushed more party records and love songs, and the message music got treated like old school homework. Plus, Curtis didn't chase loud fame. He chased meaning, and meaning doesn't always trend. Real heads keep this one like a secret key. Everybody's misused him, ripped him up and abused him. Because it's not just a song, it's a warning with a heartbeat. Keep listening, because the next story is even heavier, and it shows what happens when a genius can't outrun what's happening inside his own mind. His life wasn't defined by addiction, but his story includes it compassionately, not sensationally. Number 2, David Ruffin, My Whole World Ended, The Moment You Left Me. This one feels like standing alone under a streetlight after midnight, suit wrinkled, heart heavy. The record spins slow, strings crying, Ruffin's voice shaking like he's holding back tears. You hear it on a late night radio, windows down, and it feels like he's singing straight out of his chest, not his mouth. Released in 1969 on Motown Records, produced by Harvey Fuqua and Johnny Bristol, this song came right after David Ruffin was pushed out of the Temptations. The lyrics are about love falling apart, but everybody knew it was deeper than that. This was about loss, pride, and a man watching his world slip away. The song hit number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, proving Ruffin didn't need the group to shine. But behind the scenes, drugs, especially cocaine, were already tightening their grip. Fun fact, Motown didn't fully believe in Ruffin as a solo star at first. This song was supposed to Test the Waters. When it exploded on the charts, even Berry Gordy had to admit, Ruffin's voice was pure gold, pain, and all. Why it's forgotten / underrated. This era of Ruffin gets overlooked because people jump straight to the drama, missed shows, arrests, broken relationships. His solo catalog never got the same push or respect as the Temptations hits. Real heads know though, this is where the pain turned into truth. Real heads keep this one like a secret key. Now remember earlier when I said we'd come back to the real story behind David Ruffin? Here it is. After leaving the Temptations, drug addiction became the shadow that followed him everywhere. Some people say the pressure of fame broke him. In interviews, it's been said cocaine changed his mood, 1 minute gentle, the next angry. There are different versions of the story, but what's clear is this: drugs cost Ruffin his stability, his money, and eventually his life. Promoters didn't trust him, labels got tired of missed rehearsals, friends tried to help, but addiction doesn't listen. By the late 70s, Ruffin was still singing like a king, but living like a man at war with himself. He died in 1991, just 50 years old after years of struggle. That's why this song isn't just music, it's history. And the next one, even darker, because the talent was massive, but the fall was even bigger. Keep listening. Number 1, Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You. This song feels like standing alone in a big empty room after everyone has gone home. The lights are low, the radio is soft, and her voice sounds like it's carrying love and pain at the same time. When Whitney sang, it felt like church, heartbreak, and truth, all in one breath. I Will Always Love You was recorded in 1992 for the Bodyguard soundtrack. It was produced by David Foster, released under Arista Records, and recorded in the early 90s when Whitney was already the biggest female voice in the world. The song is about letting go with love, not anger.
Bittersweet memory.
Saying goodbye without hate. It went number 1 in multiple countries, became one of the best-selling singles of all time, and turned Whitney into a global icon beyond R&B, into history itself. But here's what people didn't see back then. Behind that perfect voice was a woman fighting pressure, expectations, and a life that never slowed down. Tour after tour, studio after studio, everyone wanting a piece of her, but very few protecting her heart. Remember earlier when I said some voices carry pain inside them? This is where that story comes back. Over the years, Whitney herself admitted in interviews that she struggled with substance abuse.
We'll always love you.
Some people say it started from pressure and exhaustion. Others point to toxic relationships, and some blame the industry that never let her rest. There are different versions of the story, but what's clear is this: her struggle was real, and it was public. These struggles slowly affected her voice, her reliability, and her reputation. Radio support faded. Studios hesitated. Some fans stopped believing, but instead of erasing her legacy, it made her story human and painful to watch in real time. Fun fact, that long, quiet intro, Whitney wanted it that way. People thought the song was broken when it started, then her voice hit and the world stopped breathing. Why it's complicated / underrated people remember the voice, But forget the woman behind it. Her later years were judged harder than her best years were celebrated. Instead of help, she often got headlines, and that pushed her story into whispers instead of lessons. That's why this isn't just a song. It's a reminder of what fame can give and what it can quietly take away. Real heads don't cancel Whitney. They listen deeper.